Joining us on the line now, MPP for Niagara Centre, Jeff Burch. Jeff, what are things like for an MPP at this time?
Well, there are a lot of concerns in the community, obviously. Getting a lot of calls from both landlords and renters, small businesses, and those people who work in small businesses who are nervous about their future, and people just with concerns at home with their children. So a lot of calls, and it's a challenge to do things remotely. Of course, our staff, our office closed down last week, so our staff are working really hard from home, answering calls. And as a politician, you really just try and support your staff, and call around to members of the community and community groups and organizations to find out how they're doing and any way that I can help. So that's what I've been busy with, and my staff has been busy with, and very challenging times.
So how does an MPP help its constituents at a time like this? Is it more about coordination, information, or just finding ways to bridge gaps in services?
Yeah, well, a lot of it is getting information out. So social media obviously is more important than ever. Trying to get, for example, today the business hotline number came out for businesses that are going to be asked to shut down, and which are essential businesses, those kinds of questions. So, every day there's important information coming out, so we try and relay that, obviously, to our constituents. And, really it's about touching base with people. I have a lot of concerns about vulnerable populations in Niagara. And so, I'm trying to reach out to organizations like the Hope Centre, Port Cares, and Port Coburn, Start Me Up Niagara, and groups like that, just to make sure that they have the resources they need and to find out what their concerns are. You just really go day by day and try and do as much as you can to help people in the community.
Obviously, there are a lot of concerns out there, but times like this, communities seem to rally together. Do you have any stories of times when people in your community have helped each other and really gone above and beyond?
Yeah, I'm really impressed with the caremongering movement, which is something that's kind of started on social media, on Facebook. And, that's a really Canadian kind of response to this, where people are just trying to make those connections remotely and try and find out how they can be helpful in their neighborhoods. So I've been really impressed by that. And I've already mentioned organizations like Port Cares in Port Coburn and the Hope Centre in Welland, Start Me Up Niagara, who are dealing with some really difficult issues and helping people that are homeless, which we have a lot of people who suffer from homelessness and poverty in Niagara. So the dedication that those people are showing, putting themselves into environments that are difficult, trying to help people that are very vulnerable, is really inspirational to me. And of course, our frontline healthcare workers, who are doing an amazing job. I used to represent healthcare workers and as a union rep, and they have a very difficult job in normal times. But during this, I think those are the real heroes in our community.
Now, Jeff, looking to the future, one day, hopefully, there'll be an end to this. What do you see coming up in the road to recovery for Niagara Centre?
Well, I think it's a ways off, and so we're going to have to see, I think, how deep the economic issues are. I mean, right now we're dealing with people, and that's the most important thing, and making sure that people are safe and that we take care of each other. When we come out of this, I think there are going to be economic issues, and so we're going to have to, really rally to support local businesses to make sure that people that don't have jobs are taken care of. I think we're going to have an opportunity to learn a lot from this crisis. A crisis shows us not only how vulnerable we are as individuals, but how much we depend on each other. And I think that there will be opportunities that come out of this a basic income for people is something that, I wish we had have pursued more prior to this crisis, because it would have been a mechanism that could help, and I think that's something we should look at for the future. Making sure that our public health, departments and municipalities are well funded. So there's lessons that we can learn from this, and I think it's going to be a matter of helping each other through it and helping each other come out of it and learning those lessons as we go forward.
Now, Jeff, are there any discussions happening with other MPPs, perhaps on not just what we can do today, but what the province should maybe be doing in the future to help with businesses and people who will be impacted by this virus?
I think it's a bit early for those discussions, because people, as the crisis is deepening, I think that people are going day to day and trying to deal with the realities of each day. But those discussions will definitely happen. I think that as more people have to rely on employment insurance, and people, there will be people that are falling through the gaps. We have to, make sure that we support those people. And so every day there's a new challenge at the moment. And I think it's just a matter of, not playing politics, not being partisan, but really reaching out and working across party lines and across levels of government to come up with solutions. As a municipal affairs critic for the New Democrats in Ontario, I've tried to reach out to municipal leaders, and I know that that's really a focus for them, is just finding solutions and not getting caught up in the politics.
All right. Thanks very much, Jeff. Before we let you go, real quick, if anybody needs to get in touch with you, how can they do that?
Yeah, my constituency office or phone number is 905-732-6884. And you can get a hold of me at jburch@ndp.on.ca.
All right. Thank you very much, Jeff, for joining us today. And thank you for all that you're doing for your constituents at Niagara Centre.
Thank you so much. Stay safe.